Hi there, Paul Managrasso over at CFOattorney.com, and we have a rather late Money Monday for you. And I'd like to talk about trusts versus wills, some of the services that we offer, some of the services that other attorneys and CPAs offer, and how would like you to be a discriminating consumer. A colleague of mine, J.D. Foster, has a probate and estate practice down in Ennis, Texas, and he had a post that we discussed the other day where a competitor who will remain nameless was putting the word out basically that everybody needs a trust and that these trusts and estate planning should cost in the neighborhood of $10,000 or more. And of course, JD kind of took umbrage at this, and rightly so. And in fact, this morning, I had a gentleman come knocking on my door saying that I had done a will for him 4 or 5 years ago, and he needed to convert it to a trust. And I said, well, why does it need to be a trust? He goes, well, because I need a trust because everybody says you need a trust instead of a will so that your property will pass correctly. And I said, well, that's not necessarily so. Every case is different. And this leads me to a very interesting article I read on the 8th from CNBC with regard to high net worth individuals. So these are people who are what we would call sophisticated users of services, and what their average satisfaction was with individuals in their sphere of influence, on this Likert scale, where a 10 is extremely satisfied, a 5 is neutral, and a 0 is extremely dissatisfied. The most satisfaction comes from their personal trainer with a 9.3. We go down the hill from there. Their pool cleaner is an 8. Below their pool cleaner is their trust and estate attorney with a 7.8. Going down through housekeeping to their wealth management professional is a 7.2. Their CPA is a 7.1. And the only thing really lower than that is their rental property manager and their gardener. And why is this? Because there's people out there who make our services a transactional event rather than something we're actually doing. In other words, we have to care. JD cares about his clients. I certainly care about mine. But there's a public perception out there where this is just you write a check and they hand you a stack of paper, and that's what this should be all about. And I would highly encourage you, when you're choosing a representative, choose one that cares about you, that cares about your family, that cares about your business, your aspirations, what you want to do, your dreams. Anyway, that's all I have for today. And until next time, have a great day.